In this video, we're going to talk about Spawn's prison. He's holding people hostage and you're going to see why, and this is one of those gangsta issues. You'll see. Alrighty then, this is a comic book review of King Spawn, issue number 48. Brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. So previously in King Spawn, Spawn confronts an ancient evil only to lose a new trusted ally. You'll see in the previous issues, but this issue right here, it's just one of those filler issues. But before we go on with the story, I want to give a shout out one more time to our friend Miranda Humor, your favorite autistic war criminal. She was a sweetheart that came up to our booth at San Diego Comic-Con and just shared how much of a fan she was of the channel, and that was really awesome, man. So yeah, I do encourage you guys to stop by our booth. We are going to be at LA Comic-Con in September, so if any of you guys are in attendance, give us a follow on social media and look out for what booth number we're going to be at. But let's get into the content, man. So we begin this issue with this guy Rudy. We don't know his name is Rudy until later on in the issue. He wakes up and all these people are talking about what's going on here. I've had enough. Is this some kind of kidnapping? I mean, I'll pay whatever I want, man. Just get me the hell out of here. So all this commotion is going on and Rudy's just looking around, and now Hector and Charles is the guy in the glasses and Hector's the guy in the green shirt, like, yeah, this guy is awake. So Rudy's like, man, get away from me. And they're like, relax, kid. We're trying to figure this out too. We just woke up ourselves. So what was the last thing you remember? And Rudy's like, I don't know. I was just at home, saw some odd shadows, and the next thing you know, I'm here. And they all say that's the same thing we saw too. So off panel, this voice is like, the new arrivals. And it's Zach. And Zach tells him, hope you're liking this hell house. I mean, I'm Zach. So before Zach can continue on, he's been through this before when Hector goes up to him like, why'd you bring us here? And Zach's like, you've got it all wrong. I'm as much of a prisoner as you are. Then who the hell's keeping us prisoner? Oh, Spawn, dear friend. It's Spawn, and that fear in his eyes when he says it. You know Spawn's looking at him with some bass in his voice talking about, yeah, I sent y'all here. What's up? So Hector's like, why does he want us here? Why are we here? The same reason he brings everyone here, to make them suffer for their crimes. And Charles is like, look, man, there's been a mistake. I've never had so much as a speeding ticket, so whatever this is, I don't belong here like these two. And they take offense to that, like, hey man, what the fuck are you saying, Charles? And Zach is like, don't worry, Charlie. If you're here, there's a really good reason why you're here, so don't worry about it. But maybe you're right though. Who knows? You can make your case when Spawn gets back. And Rudy's like, what if he's not here? And what are we waiting for? It ain't that simple, but if you want to go out and explore, do you think there's no escape around here? Oh yeah, says Hector, watch me. And Zach is like, go see for yourselves. You'll see what I'm talking about soon enough. So this is where Hector and Rudy introduce each other. Hector is the one in the green and Rudy's the kind of the mohawk right there. Rudy's like, what's that sound? It sounds like some talking on the other side of the wall. And Charlie's like, I do hear talking on the other side of the wall. And you see those people doing a little bit more than talking, trying to talk their way out of there, but they just can't. So Hector's like, don't fall for it. It's just smoke and mirrors to scare us. And Hector's like, I've heard about this guy Spawn. Tries to act all spooky, but he's just a guy. One of my boys saw him staggering through the streets a few weeks back. And that's back in King Spawn issue number 41 when he was going up against, I can't even think of what the brother's name is, but he was getting worked. And that was when Spawn had his powers drained due to the events of Spawn issue 350. But Rudy's like, either of you know why he brought us here? I mean, I've jacked dozens of cars, but that doesn't seem trivial, right? And Charlie's like, I'm not sure there's much point trying to apply logic here. So Hector's like, that's fine, but when I get out of here, I'm gonna burn this place down. So I'm gonna open this door and get out of here, and this guy's gonna wish he was never here because I'm burning it down. But when they open the door, they see Zach again, and Zach is like, hello again. Do you understand now? There's no getting out of there. That's a trip. You leave the door, you go downstairs, you open another door, you back where you started. So Rudy's like, what's going on here? And Zach's like, I wish I knew. Been here a long time and I still don't understand. Don't even know where here is. Maybe here is some city, but I hear people in cars passing by at times, and I've spent hours screaming, but no one ever comes in. And in case you're thinking of trying to break through one of the windows, forget it. There was a woman here a few years back. She spent months trying that. Every time she scratched something off, more boards appeared underneath. but she wouldn't stop. And by the time Spawn put her out of her misery, she'd worn her fingers down to freaking stubs. And I've seen lots of people come here through the years. They tried every way of getting out, but it didn't happen. So Hector's like, so that's what we saw back there? The remains of those people who couldn't escape? And that's some bull jive, man, and you know it. And right then and there, his mouth is sewn shut. Quiet, says Spawn, and they fear, they tremble. Is that him, says Charlie? Oh, it is him. But before Hector could do his thing, Spawn does his thing way before Hector even has a thought of what he's gonna do to Spawn. And they all run away. That's all they can do. And Spawn tells him, Hector White, you murdered many people over your life. Some were scum like you, but there were those who were innocent, and those innocent people that want their justice, Spawn is ready to give them their justice. So they lay hands on Hector with his mouth sewn shut so no one can hear him scream. And Charlie's like, wait, I can't run like that. But he gets caught by Spawn's K7 lethal symbiote. And Charlie is like, please, I'm not like them. I've never hurt anyone in my life. You've destroyed thousands of lives, says Spawn. You never think of them, do you? All the families you drove onto the streets just to save your profits. People pushed to suicide. They're just numbers on a spreadsheet to you, not real people, not like you and your family. But Spawn is indicating that this guy was a predator into predator lending or something like that. But he sees his wife Doreen in a pile of blood. Spawn causes that visual for him. He goes to her, please, consoles her, swears by her, tenders her. But before he can go any further, that illusion turns into a pile of rats. And Spawn tells his rats, take your time with Charles, my pets. And they eat him alive. Damn, that's some heavy stuff right there. So now Zach and Rudy go into this room, and Rudy's like, where we're supposed to hide at? Hide, says Zach. There's no point. And Rudy's like, come on, quit messing around. No, there is no hiding. And Rudy's like, you said you've been here for years, so how'd you survive this long? No one survives him. Just pray he makes it quick and doesn't bring you back like me. And he goes into his flashback. I still don't know how he does it, but each time he kills me, my body regrows afterwards. It takes months for me to be whole again, and I feel every excruciating moment of it. What I did was even that bad, especially compared to some of the others. Why am I the only one he keeps bringing back? I don't know. But he realizes something's happening to him, and he knows it's happening again. But he bubbles up like being exposed to hot heat, ready to explode. And explode he does, and it's nasty. Yeah, let's just bask in that a little bit, because you know that panel's nasty and it's glorious. But Rudy's like, oh god, like he can't take any more of this horror. And Spawn tells him, you can go. And Rudy's like, I can? Leave now, says Spawn. Thank you. I swear I'll never tell anyone about this. Not a single soul I will tell. And Spawn's like, yes, you will. You're gonna tell everyone you ever met for the rest of your life. And if you don't, I'll bring you back here forever. And that is the end of Spawn's prison. He's holding people hostage. Now you know why. That is the end of King Spawn issue number 48. What you guys think of this comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of our other limited print Rated Comics exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. With all that being said, thank you again for watching. Until the next upload.